She is better than the CIA when it comes to stalking a guy she fancies online. Maura, what is your mystery topic this week?
Okay, so we're getting back to normal. The pubs are going to be kind of reopening soon. But before we do, I think there's an important issue to address, a problem we need to solve. And that's the problem of people who don't buy their round. So I want to know, lads, what's your opinions on the etiquette of buying a round, and how do you call somebody out on it if they're not doing their fair share of buying rounds?
Yeah.
Well, me being a horrible bastard, I'll just say it to their face. But it's Max probably better to ask you.
Yeah, I think like we would do that. Like, you know, we always keep count of like whose round it is. You know,
It's absolutely sacred. You're right, Maura.
And I love drinking in rounds. The reason is like you don't have to keep going to the bar then all the time. You know what I mean? If you're in a group of 5 lads, you don't have to go to the bar once every 5 times. Perfect. That's all you want.
Yeah.
And I think most fellas are good enough to do it. As you said, Mar, there is the slow drinkers. And I would say to them, listen, just quicken up or step out a round. Simple as. If someone comes in and it's like, right, come on, I'll get around, and then they're like, no, I'm taking it handy now, I'll go on my own.
That's fine.
That's fine. State your intentions to go on your own.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh yeah, that's grand, and then be like, oh, I'll skip this one, boys. You know, I'm taking it handy. I'd be like, well, I'm after paying, you know, €5.60 there for a pint for you. Unless you wanted war off your jaw, you better get up to that bar.
So what we would do sometimes, Maura, is that Max can drink more than me. So if we get a couple in, we would do what's called a flyer. So we're on rounds together, and then if I get to a couple pints and I'm like, I might just take a handy, he'll get one on his own, and then we get the round going again.
Yeah.
It's a flyer, as they call it. But it can be weird, like if I was on pints of Guinness and you were on gin and tonic, and there's a good €5 in the difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do that purposely, lad, just to piss you
Just
off
to annoy
sometimes,
me.
to be honest. Yeah.
And I suppose, what do you do when you suck it up?
Yeah, this is tough shit. You should go on the spirits too, like, you know, at least get your value then.
No way.
Yeah, but like spirits straighten you up, lad. Guinness put you to sleep.
Yeah, but it's delicious.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I think we've all got friends who do that, and I think there's nothing worse in Irish society than being a round dodger. Like it's a reputation. I'd rather, Jesus, there's a lot of things I'd rather be known for than dodging rounds. I can honestly say that. And
like if someone in Ireland was caught for dodging tax, you'd be like, oh, but if they dodged their round,
oh yeah, that's scandalous.
Excommunicate.
Yeah. But there is a nice way to say it. If you're sitting in a group, it's just be like, is there something wrong with your legs? And be like, what? We're like, get up to the bar there. You know, it's your round. Like, I think fellas are good. I think girls, it can be a bit harder, like, you know, because I've often heard my own missus saying it, like, but like for fellas, it's like, it's your round. You know what I mean? As we drank with a fella in Boston, and he kept asking the barman. It was actually the barman he was giving out to, not anyone else. And he was drinking hot whiskies, and he'd no sooner finished the hot whiskey, and he'd call the barman over and be like, is there something wrong with the kettle? And the barman would be like, what? And he'd be like, I'm gone dry. Is there something wrong with the kettle there? I couldn't believe it. He did drink 27 hot whiskies and drive us home, which was incredible at the time and very dangerous, and we wouldn't advise it.
But it's terrible. We know of a couple of famous people, Maura, who apparently, some we've seen in action and then some we've heard about, they don't buy the round. And I swear to God, I can't look at them the same.
Oh no, they're tarnished.
If you see them on television or like on social media, and they could be talking about all kinds of social justice, whatever, and I'm like, I heard you skipped your round. I feel like calling someone out. Like I'm going to go on Twitter, and they'll be talking about whatever people give out about on Twitter, like, and I just feel like commenting, I heard you skipped a round once.
Go on your round dodgery.
Yeah, all of your arguments are null and void.
Yeah, I think that is the etiquette. If you're not on a wild one and you don't want to get into the round, say it at the start of the night and stick to it. Don't be dropping in an hour rounds, like, you know what I mean? And if someone comes up to you, right, here's the thing. So sometimes if we're in a bar, Johnny, and someone will be like, I'll get you a pint.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, no, you're grand, because like I'm not going to be getting you back a pint because I don't know you.
I don't want to get into rounds with you.
Yeah, so like sometimes somebody wants to buy you a drink if they're like, say, a fan of the podcast or something like that, and they want to be like, no, I'll get you a drink, and I don't think they expect the pint back. Yeah. And I think in that circumstance, it's probably okay to buy a drink back, or it's okay to. It's not really dodging. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, I don't really know you. So, but if you're out with your friends and say we walk into the bar and I go, no, I'll get this one for you. You are obliged to get the next one. And I always try and make a point of, even if I'm going home, make sure I get them the last drink rather than...
Or never let it be said.
Never let it be said I dodged around. So like I've done it before. I've been like, I'm going home there. There's a pint on for you there. I'm heading away.
Okay.
Just so...
Maura, can I ask you, what would you do if you were drinking gin and tonics that, you know, in Dublin are coming to...
Probably 13 quid, yeah.
And you're on around with me and Smacks and we're drinking €5 pints.
Oh, yeah. See, I'd probably just drink wine then, because a glass of wine would be around the same. But then, I suppose when you're in rounds with lads, like, you know, I get drunk quicker than ye. So...
What?
Go away, would you?
Yeah. That's why I usually end up going home at, like, if we're out, I'd be the first one home to bed.
I say nothing.
Stop. Anyway. Yeah.
Tune into this week's extra podcast to hear the rest of that story.
Yeah. Oh, God. I know. You won't talk about this anyway.
If we were out and like you were drinking, you know, gin and tonic or whatever, like it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't be like, fucking hell, Mara's drinking gin and tonic. Like that's just the way it falls sometimes, you know, because maybe later in that night I'll be drinking, you know, a gin or a vodka or something, and you know,
It'll even out.
What goes around comes back around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a guard said to us once, Maura,
Yeah.
if you do it, it'll come back to you. And if you don't,
It won't.
it won't.
Yeah. I have one friend, and what she does is that I can't even say the cocktail that she orders, because then she'll know I'm talking about her. But she orders a cocktail that's about maybe a tenner when it's not her around, or when somebody else is buying it, and then when it's her around, she buys herself like a Copperberg or something like that. It's just
Maura,
Yeah.
you should no longer be friends with this person. Exterminate them from your life. That's
Despicable.
I'd have to say
I've
that.
only called a person out once on not buying their round. What they did was, and I was so sneaky, it was their round, but they went off to the smoking area for a cigarette, and they came back, and I was just like, I'd to get you around there, and they looked at me like I was accusing them of genocide. I was like, oh, it's not worth it. I don't know. I
You're
find
well
it hard
within
to
your
call
rights,
people
Maura.
out like that. Yeah.
No,
Maybe
do it,
so,
Maura.
Yeah,
maybe so.
and also I think an unwritten rule that me and Johnny have as well is sometimes we get drinks for free. So certain pubs we're in will be like, you know, the barman might know us or whatever, like, or they might want to give us a drink, and we'd always say to each other, "Hey, I got that one for free now."
Yeah.
So as not to, like, you know, if I went up to the bar and they were like, right, oh hey, that's for free, and I'd be like, no bother, and then I'd be like, it'd be Johnny's round next, and he'd have to pay, and I'd have saved myself like 20 quid. So you got honesty. Honesty is the best policy when it comes to rounds. And thanks to barmen who give us free drink, you know, you really shouldn't. It has disastrous consequences most of the time. But nonetheless, Maura, that topic has got me super excited for going back to the pubs now, I have to admit. Might just go and, I know it's early in the day, but I might just go and sink a bottle of wine or something.
Thanks, Maura.
Thanks, lads.